What's up, jobbers, and welcome to another edition of the Jobber Knocker podcast. As always, is Nestlemania alongside for the ride is a man that's clearly doing a strut. Bum, da 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 dum. He's the ruler. He's the conqueror of the knocker, ladies and gentlemen, JC.
Rolling in the reins. I'm coming for you.
Ooh, didn't say the next part. Thank goodness.
I did not say the next part, Adam.
Who the fuck is
Happy
Adam?
post Wrestlemania season, Adam.
Happy regular season to you as well, JC.
Well, hey, we got one more episode where we'll do some fun stuff, and then it'll be back to normal. But you know what? It sounds like Roman Reigns is going to have to work this month. We'll talk about that. We should probably talk about WrestleMania. We'll talk about Monday and stuff. Yeah,
Things.
There's a lot of things to talk about on this episode. No, we're not going to talk about is AEW this week. Their main event is a mid-card match featuring the world title. You know what else was? Night one of WrestleMania, am I right?
Here we go, folks. We're going to get right into it. Here comes night one. First off, we've got the Usos and LA Knight, versus the Vision and IShowSpeed. 7 minutes, 8 seconds, a 6-man tag. Had a lot going in 7 minutes and 8 seconds. IShowSpeed got pushed around, and, the Usos and LA Knight won, and then they fucking turned on the Vision, and then IShowSpeed got to crash through a table. Cool.
Yeah, this is about what I expected. It was fine. I had no issues with this in terms of the rest of the night. There were a lot of things that were much worse. I could have done a little more with match here with these guys, but obviously we had all the Gaga after the match, so that's probably why they did it, and we had to get in, Ad Mania, which I'm sure we'll continue to bring up. But yeah, in terms of night one, this isn't something I really had a gripe with.
It wasn't the worst thing on the show, that's for sure. IShowSpeed did a great job in what he had to do in 7 minutes, so I got no quarrels with that. Moving on, Jacob Fatu beats Drew McIntyre in an unsanctioned match that had everything you needed in 14 minutes and 9 seconds. I mean, I really enjoyed this match. I thought it was fun. Great way to end everything. I don't know. It's a really
best
good
match
time.
of night one for sure. Not even negotiable. This was the best match of night one. Was it a top 5 match in the weekend? Probably match,
not.
actual.
Yeah. I can't
Fear
hear
Drew's
you.
probably taking a little time off, so
Okay. It's crazy. It's crazy to me, honestly. Something I do want to bring up here is it's not the worst match in the world. Like we talked about this unsanctioned thing being a big deal, but it is what it is. The other thing too is like, okay, McIntyre's probably going to go away, and we'll talk about what happened on Monday with Roman Reigns. Overall, I felt like they kept this pretty much in the ring, like, around the ring, and they had their tools and whatever. I thought, considering what we had to deal with on night one, this was probably a bright spot. So I don't really want to hang on it too much. I think it was just getting Jacob prepared for Monday, really.
Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, I would have liked to see more street fighty things, but is what it is.
Well, Doc, I would say the answer to this question is probably the commercial breaks last probably shorter than I do, but it is what it is.
How those commercial breaks are pretty long, bro.
We'll talk about that in a while. Anyway, the Brie Bella, not the Bella twins, and Paige returning in a fatal 4-way match, become the tag team champions against the Irresistible Forces, Charlotte Flair, as you call them, Charlexa, Bailey Lyra. We got to come up with a fun name, Bay Lyra, maybe? I don't know. Pinfall, 8 minutes, 30 seconds. A fucking fast-paced, razzle-dazzle, nobody knows what the fuck's going on kind of match. As I think you said when we were watching, JC, you said nothing matters. Just get to the fucking finish.
Yeah, this to me, my favorite part of the night was Paige's return and entrance, and then her winning the title. That was what the match was literally. Let's get from the entrance to the finish to Paige lifting up the title, being back and being a champion with fucking Brie Bella, which is hilarious because you know how we feel about Brie Bella on this program. But I will say it is hilarious that Brie Bella wins a tag title without Nikki Bella for the first time. So that's fun. But yeah, Paige is back. All is right in the world. We're all happy, and it's good to have her back in our lives.
I will say, on a personal note, I'm very excited for Paige. However, I will say this much: I saw a clip of Nikki Bella, and it broke my fucking heart, where she was saying, "Listen, I'm literally on my last run here. I broke my fucking foot. I don't even know if and when I'm coming back. I may never get another shot at WrestleMania because, it was She said this was the last WrestleMania that she could invite her friends and family to, which I was like, okay, because Saudi Arabia is next year. And it's just like she was just sour grapes and kind of sour puss the whole thing about like not being a tag champion with her sister, because it was like the whole goal and stuff. I think WWE will make good on the promise of making the Bella Twins the fucking tag titles, the champions. It's going to take a while. And I mean, it is what it is. But I did feel my heart went out to Nikki Bella. I feel like the turn will be great if they do turn on Paige, though.
I would assume that's where we're headed, but it sounds like Nikki has a little bit, so we'll probably get a little run here. But I mean, there's plenty of tag teams from the feud with, as we saw in this match. I'm assuming Charlotte will be pretty high on that list.
I mean, the Bella Twins to me are great bitches. They're not great baby faces, so I feel like
yeah, but it's just one of those. You got the nostalgia will carry.
No, yeah. No, I it'll carry over. And the next match, Becky Lynch defeats AJ Lee in a she regains the IC title 8 minutes and 15 seconds. Say that again, 8 minutes, 15 seconds. So
I remember nothing from this match. I had forgot Becky even won. This was the low point of the low points of night one. They blew the moment in this at Elimination Chamber, which whatever, that's fine. AJ winning it, and then she just gives it back. She's clearly not working for a bit. And so we're just back to where we started with Becky. Wasn't even on Raw this week. No idea who's going to challenge her. I don't know. This was probably the low point of night one, which was full of a lot of low points.
Just for comparison, Elimination Chamber, just looked it up, 15 minutes, 40 seconds versus, as I state again, 8 minutes, 15 seconds of wrestling. I just think that's crazy. And Danny's saying Z's sleeper, hopefully AJ's last match. Well,
I don't hope that. I love AJ. It's just this one was, I mean, we weren't excited for it going in because it was a fucking rematch. It's one of those, it is what it is, man. It wasn't, the first one would have been Mania quality. This one, it was just a rematch buried in the middle of a card that wasn't very good.
Yeah, I mean, there's nowhere else to say. This one right here, this one was for the fucking marks, as we would say. Gunther beats Seth Rollins by technical submission sleeper, and he fell asleep at 17 minutes, 52 seconds. So let me just state for the record, Jacob Fatu and McIntyre 14 minutes, and Gunther and Seth Rollins 17:52. Everything else was less than 10 minutes so far in this WrestleMania. That to me is fucking nuts. Like
Ad Mania, bro.
Fucking nuts. You and I, obviously Braun Breaker comes back at the end and spears and then does the 100-yard dash down the ramp and spears him again and looks like he's just ready to kill somebody. I mean, it was set up exactly how we thought it was going to be set up. But man, like, there's something about this match. I think you and I both agree that it's just, there's nothing wrong with it. If this is the beginning of some type of feud, it would be great, but it really just seemed like a bridge to get the Braun Breaker and back to the Vision storyline. So
this was a Monday Night Raw match. The only match less memorable than this match was the match before it. The Braun spear thing was cool. An idea of him running down the ramp. Obviously, it wasn't the perfect execution, but whatever. It's fine. I don't want him he would have killed Seth Rollins if he made contact. But yeah, this match was fucking boring. And when the marks tell you it was so good and they jerked off to it, it's like, well, that's why you're in a basement. This match was boring. It was like whatever. It was Seth Rollins and Gunther. They're two good wrestlers. It was very boring. Nothing memorable from it. It was so slow to start, brutally slow. Picked up a little bit at the end once he got to the finish with obviously, and then when Braun gets in there. But again, back-to-back forgettable matches. The middle of this card was tough.
I think you might have said even when we were watching, you said something along the lines of like the last 20% of that match really picked up. So
yeah, that was for sure. It was like, whoa, these guys, like, because even like a 17-minute match for Gunther and Rollins, that's not a lot. They could have picked it up a lot sooner, but it was a very, very slow, methodical pace. Which again, if that's a TV match, whatever. But for a WrestleMania level match, like I expected more from these two, and they didn't deliver.
I will say this much. I know that wrestling is a used car salesman kind of attitude where like they're fake announcers, they're putting people over and they're getting people over. But I really dislike this whole thing of like the narrative that Seth Rollins is this generation's Mr. WrestleMania. Like
you were so mad when they dropped that line.
That to me is the biggest load of bullshit I've ever heard in my life. Is he a moment maker? Sure, he's got great moments at WrestleMania. But is he Mr. WrestleMania? Name me 5. I'll even be nice. Give me 3 Seth Rollins matches.
Two of them were on the same card, and one of them was because he took an RKO. The other one was because he was jammed in and waved the title over his head after Roman and Brock worked.
It's just like the matches he has at WrestleMania, to me, I don't remember all of them. I don't.
Yeah, he's fine. He's a consistent performer, which I think is fair, but like that doesn't make you Mr. WrestleMania. Like let's knock it off. Knock it off.
It just seems like they're just trying to push a narrative, and I fucking hate when I'm being
it's fucking the Golden Boy, bro.
Hey. And then next, Liv Morgan defeats Stephanie McMahon in 6 minutes 51 seconds. Now this one, if you believe what they say that they're both banged up and they both, they want to protect them, that's fine. But then on Monday we have a match that, quite frankly, I think went longer. So I don't know who to believe, honestly.
I wanted more from this.
I think this was a good match. It could have been a great match.
I wanted 4 to 5 more minutes because I felt like this was really starting to pick up and was starting to get to where I wanted it with these two women. And then it just kind of ended with the Judgment Day run. Roxy, by the way, thumbs up from every male in the world, as we saw. But I mean, look, I love both these women. I thought it was for what they did. I thought it was good. It just, I needed more. And yeah, sure. Maybe Stephanie's still more banged up than we think. Liv, obviously, like you see it in the face, but it obviously, like, she can ice the bumps and she's fine. But maybe Stephanie is still having like bigger issues. So I think that could be fair. It's just like you're trying to sell me that when we watched an entire night where there were more ads and entrances than matches. Like it's a hard sell for me to believe that. But yeah, this was something that I think if they were given 4 to 5 minutes, we would have came on here and said it was the best match on the card. But they didn't give it that, so it isn't.
Okay. I think at this point, if I remember correctly, Bianca Belair came out and you and I both looked at each other and said, well, she's preggers. Right out of the rip. And then, of course, John Cena. Joe Stopper texted me something that I cannot say on the air because Joe, unfortunately, is a habitual line stepper, as he will call himself that, self-admitted. But it was about John Cena and children. And so, well, he is right, technically. This is what it is. But so she's going to be out for the foreseeable future with her finger and now a baby.
Well, I think the finger might have been a cover for this Nestlemania because, as you said, like she looks like she's a little bit well along. So I'm thinking the finger was just a way to cover it up so people didn't speculate. But Montez, like your boy Dawkins said, weak pullout game, but congratulations to them. Very excited for them.
All right, then we get to the main event, which I know you and I will definitely not agree on. 22 minutes 44 seconds as Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton clash for the undisputed WWE Championship. Cody does retain, which I was shocked by. But as we watched this matchup, as it unfolded, I think as a Cody and Randy fan, JC got what he wanted because they got rid of the riffraff pretty early.
Yeah, in theory I did, but it's just like, I mean, we were on it right away talking about Randy just doesn't look right. And we're like, are we being worked or is there something going on? Because it definitely he felt off for sure. And it was just one of those like, look, we argued a little bit about this, but I still think it was infinitely better than the year before with Cena, who just looked completely washed. At least Randy and Cody did the psychology. I do think the last 4 minutes of this match was really good because that's obviously when the Gaga started and the storytelling, and we got the surprise finish, which none of us expected, which I try not to ever complain about surprises because we don't get them enough. But it was a very weird performance from Randy Orton, who is a guy that normally always delivers. And it was just, I don't know, maybe he truly does have issues going on, but it just felt like he was overselling to me. So I'm like, are they just trying to tell a story that's not really coming across correctly? But I don't know. I thought it picked up at the end. Business picked up. They found their way to get everyone cheering Cody by the end of the night, which we didn't think was possible. If you would have told me going in, oh, Cody's going to win the title, I'm like, he's getting booed out of the building. But they at least booked it in a way to get what they wanted with, his red blonde hair getting cheered at the end of the show and McAfee being like the biggest heel in the business. He might have done The Rock better than The Rock did. But yeah, it's going to be interesting going forward because if Randy Orton just starts wrestling people right away, I'm going to be like, that performance is even weirder. But if he goes away for a bit, maybe he did tweak something and that explains it. But if so, it's like you let him go for 22 minutes, which again, it's the main event. But if you're trying to tell me the match before you're scared of people working hurt, I don't know. So I don't know if I thought that was a weird performance from Randy. But yeah, I don't have an explanation. I don't know if we're going to get one for it.
I don't know. I think the thing is too is like obviously that we didn't talk about this. They did the punt at the end.
Yeah,
Which
which I loved. I've been
and I
waiting for
felt.
that for like 10 years.
Did you see what Cody wrote from the eye doctor or from the doctor?
Mm-hmm.
Weird thing to say. Oh, well, you won't lose the eye.
Yeah.
It was
I
just
mean,
like
Cody got fucked up again.
yeah.
Like he dies for us. He does do that.
So I will say this much.
Him and
Obviously,
Salruka.
I will say this much. You are a Cody guy through and through from the peaks and valleys of Cody Rhodes' career. I appreciate what Cody Rhodes is trying to do, but I looked at you and I said, this poor bastard. Last year, it was not his fucking fault. This year was not his fucking fault. And I feel like the narrative is going to be placed on him because of that, because he was the common denominator, but he's not the issue. He was the only reason last year and this year we're even in the conversation of being not the shittiest thing you've ever seen. And I think he truly dragged Randy around, and last year he dragged Cena around. So like I'm not going to be a Cody honk, but I will say in this particular instance, honk, I will say this much. I felt bad for him. He did everything. He dies for our sins. He goes out of his way to put his body on the line. He's a psychopath, as you've said. And so when I look at it, I just think I'm going to give him grace because that guy went out there and did whatever the fuck he could to make this work. And I think that's the sign of a guy who fucking gets it. And I think I just felt so bad. Like I was watching this thinking something's definitely wrong. This sucks as a viewer because here's the thing. I know sometimes we have these moments in our heads as fans where we're thinking, oh God, this is what we're waiting for. This is the one thing like we're truly waiting for. But we never really, very rarely do things outweigh our expectations. And this one went the other way completely. And I just think that's the hardest part about this entire thing. Thank God it was night 1 and night 2, not night 2.
That's the thing is if you guys are listening so far and like, man, they really shot on night 1. It's because night 1 was a piece of shit. You better get ready because night 2, we are going to be sucking the cock of WWE because night 1, I say the best grade I could give it is a C-. Might not even be that high. Night 2 was an A. So we're getting there now.
All right, here we go. Night 2. Starting off hot as Obafemi defeats Brock Lesnar by pinfall 4 minutes, 44 seconds. Spent more time probably in the entrance than we did in the matchup here. It started out hot. We thought that was just the beginning. And then all of a sudden, here comes the Oba train right on Brocky. And then the shock and awe of the crowd went over crazy. And then it looks like Brock is untying his boots and his gloves and saying goodnight.
Match of the year, first of all.
Isn't that amazing? Perfect. It's 4 minutes.
Yeah,
and you say
it's like wrestling can be so simple, guys. We said this the whole way leading up. It's just like it's so fucking simple. And this is why Brock's one of the greatest of all time. No matter what you think of him, like he provides something that no one else ever provided. And he's done it with a bunch of different guys. He's done it on the biggest stages. And he literally Oba was already a made man, but like Brock fucking put the exclamation point on and be like, no, I think he's the fucking next guy too. So this was not only was it an awesome fucking moment for Oba, obviously, and it was a super fun match. We all won by getting to witness this, but I love the way that Brock went out because none of us expected it because we see SummerSlam in Minneapolis. People still have their conspiracy theories that him and Gunther are going to fight, and maybe that'll be the favor that Gunther asked for, which I think is a stupid storyline, but whatever. But if this truly is it for Brock, I can't think of a better way for him to go out than facing the next guy. Because look, Brock's made a career of like just knocking people down a peg and taking out your favorites and ending streaks at WrestleMania and things like that. That if this is like his final thing is to be like, look at this guy who just got fucking called up, who the people are ready to fucking crown him as the next best thing. I'm going to help get him there immediately. Like this was perfect. You could have not started this show more perfectly than you did with this match and what happened after the match.
It was an electric moment. I still believe that I don't know why, but it just feels like Brock Lesnar is not done in some form. I don't know. It's just it feels like we're not done, but
it's possible. Look, I think the conspiracy maybe, but I just think like if the storyline is that's his favor, it'd be like, hey Paul, unretire your beast so I can retire him. Especially with Gunther talking about the world title nonstop, right. You would think his favor should go to that.
Yeah, and so the Joe Stopper says, I did want a couple more minutes of Oba domination. I just want Gunther to retire him. So, Joe, here's what I'll say to that. As much as you want Gunther to retire Brock Lesnar. I think it's far more believable of what we saw on Sunday than the fact that Gunther is going to put his giant, like, spaghetti arms on a giant meat monster like Brock and tap him out. I'm not shaming that Gunther is a size shamer. I can't believe I'm even trying to defend this, but I just think the believability of Obafemi, it's an exclamation point. I don't know. I just feel like Gunther is getting to a point where I feel like he didn't need that to Brock Lesnar. I don't know. It's bizarre to me. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's one of those, like, Gunther's had his, and maybe you can do it again, but it's like, I like that he's back focused on the world title, because Gunther's thing has always been chasing the top title, and that's what he should be doing. So, because eventually you got to take that momentum and use it for something like that. But I do hope, like, Oba obviously said by the end of the year he's going to be challenging Roman Reigns, which, I mean, that could fucking main event SummerSlam right there. It's Oba versus Roman for the title, which, again, that's it is 4 or 5 months away, so maybe that is the time when you finally do it. But it just, I don't know. I thought this went well. And yeah, I think Oba, to your point, like, watching Brock's last matches, you think he's going to enjoy just getting slapped by Gunther? No, he got fucking beat up by Obafemi and manhandled. Like, that's more of how Brock Lesnar wants to go out. So who knows? Maybe Brock Lesnar said, fuck your Gunther. I want this big boy to put me out. So who knows? We'll see. We obviously, like, there's still a chance. You never know. It's wrestling. People have unretired a lot. So I will never say never. But if this is truly the end, I thought it was perfect.
Something else that just crossed my mind too, as you dipped your toe into the SummerSlam predictions, was, how they lead up to SummerSlam, King of the Ring, and what would be better than the ruler becoming king? So I just think that, like, it's a narrative that seems like it works, and you could technically use the blueprint of Brock Lesnar from 2002, who won the King of the Ring, went to SummerSlam, and fucking won the championship. So I feel like the comparison of it just seems so serendipitous that it makes sense to me, and I would enjoy it. Like, you don't have to like Obafemi. You don't have to dislike him.
If you don't like Obafemi, then I don't know what's wrong with you. Like, eventually you can turn on him, but, like, right now, everything he's done since he's been called up, I don't know how anyone can not like him.
I mean, I agree with you, but I'm just saying there are people out there who just don't, and I don't know.
Yeah, racist.
Well, okay. Anyway, that's where we move on. Penta defeated Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, Rusev, and Rey Mysterio by retrieving the championship in a 6-pack ladder match. 15 minutes and 8 seconds. This match fucking was awesome. As we call this one, super hot fire. It was great. It was fucking great.
I don't smoke, but I wanted to have like 50 cigarettes after this match, because this was everything I hoped it for and more. The combination of people, all that athleticism mixed with, like, Rusev, the bigger guy who's just flourishes with little guys, giving him 5 little guys in one match with fucking ladders and tables and chairs and everything else. Oh my, like, this match, this first hour of WrestleMania was fucking perfect. We went from the open Brock stuff to this. This shit was fucking beautiful. Penta retained as we expected, but it's just like, this was super fun. I mean, Javon looked good. Dragon Lee looked good. JD McDonough had moments. Rusev looked good. Rey Mysterio got to have some moments, and obviously Penta looked great. But this was, I have 2 matches of the year right now, and there was this first hour of night 2 of WrestleMania. These 2 matches had me all horned up, baby. This was how you start a show. This was the high point of the weekend with these 2 matches, and it's just like, ESPN was smart to have these on regular TV to let the world see these 2 matches, because if you saw WWE for the first time and this is what you saw this first hour, hard for you not to become a fan.
Very much so. I will say this much. I felt bad for Dragon Lee because his entrance was fucking cool as shit with those wings.
Yeah, and it was during the 8-minute commercial.
I just felt
him and JD, right?
They were already in the ring, and I think Rusev was already on the outside of the
I think Rusev's music was playing when they came back.
That's we'll get into that.
Fucking Wrestlemania, they have to cut entrances for ads. It's unbelievable.
All right, moving on, we get to the, I don't even want to say the main card, but the ESPN app card. We got Trick Willie with the little yachty, defeats Sami Zayn in 7 minutes, 7 seconds. Now, listen to me. This could have gone longer, in my opinion, too. I don't know why it was 7 minutes. It is what it is, but
it did what it had to do, though. It got Trick Willie as the new U.S. champ. Look at this dude. There's 2 dudes that got called up that are over like Rover. We talked about one to start this card, and this is the other one. It's just like, and I love, like, Trick. Let him be in that mid card for a while. Let him cook. Let him continue to be over. Don't push him too fast. Same thing. But this was perfect. This is exactly what it needed to be. The match was solid. And yeah, this was all about Trick's entrance and Trick's moment, and that's what we got. 7 minutes. Yeah, of course I would have taken more, but as we've seen this consistent part of WrestleMania, there were more ads than match time. So it is what it is.
Someone said he came out, Trick Williams' robe looked like a CVS receipt because it just kept fucking going.
It was the most ridiculous.
He said it was
might have been longer than Jericho's list.
He said it was an 80-pound coat.
Yeah,
I believe it.
I believe it. Yeah.
I believe it. That's fucking nuts. That's absolutely fucking insane. The shit you have to do to fucking perform at WrestleMania. Anyway, next up, the Demon Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio, 10 minutes and 27 seconds in a street fight. This to me was good to see the Demon back. I felt like Finn was kind of hamming it up just a smidge. But
you didn't like all the tongue action at him?
I love tongue.
His wife does.
Well, I've got a long Gene Simmons tongue. I'm sure that now Cap or anybody, maybe Doc will take this out of context and make me Gene Simmons in Photoshop, but
no one wants to see that.
I want to rock and roll all night if you get my drift. But no, look, it was weird that they added the street fight randomly. I guess they needed something.
I think it was already a street fight, and then you brought up the Demon.
No, it was a street fight literally night of.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I just missed segment. That. But yeah. I mean, look, I thought this was this is probably the most underrated match of the weekend. I thought it was really good. There's only two parts that I didn't like. It was the two sling blades because that move sucks. But yeah, I mean, Finn was a little over the top with the Demon bit, but you know what? People were excited to see it. This match was good. Dom's a big time performer too. It did what it had to do. So yeah, I was very pleased with this. It was just another part of night one that I thought night two, that I thought they hit out of the park.
I will say this much though, that I am interested to see if the Demon comes back now or if the Demon's going to be kind of where it is. Because I think we had this long conversation on the couch talking about, like, obviously Finn doesn't want it advertised. He just kind of wants it to show up. Doc made a really good point where he was saying you don't need to advertise it. You have character development and you tease it all the way until the fucking, like I had said, oh, Finn Balor can't make it tonight. And then the lights go up, bum, 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 bum.
Yeah, like, that's it. We don't live in that world anymore because the reason why they advertise it here is because they were trying to sell some more tickets. So and boy, it's just like, it's one of those, we said that about a lot of things, but it's a promotional world, man. TKO is a promotional company. Mm-hmm. If we do get a surprise, that's why I got to be grateful because they're few and far between now.
All right. Anyway, Rhea Ripley defeats Jade Cargill in 10 minutes, 8 seconds. They broke the threshold. The women finally get over 10 minutes on WrestleMania 42. We did not expect Rhea Ripley to win this match, did we?
I certainly did not. That was a shock to me. But Adam, you thought this match was going to suck. What did you think of it?
I was pleasantly surprised.
It was very good. I thought it was very good.
I am happy. I'm happy to report that I do not hate this match. I thought, here's the thing. Going into this, Jade Cargill has not proven consistently that she can go.
Do you think it's fully her fault though with how they booked her? Because she even said she's like, honestly, I was pretty disappointed with my first run as champion. I didn't get to do things I wanted to do, but it was a good way for me to get started and get back and do it better next time. So she's aware of it too. But again, like we talked about it, like, well, who are her opponents? Fucking Michin, B-Fab, like, what are we doing?
Right. It's because they just wanted cans. That's the problem. They wanted to build her up, but they never gave her any type of thing until WrestleMania, which to me, in order to make her, you need to have those moments where she's up against people.
But let's also point out the fact that the two people she was supposed to be feuding with were Naomi and Bianca, who both got fucking preggers. So that left the big holes on SmackDown. Tiffany was hurt. She came back. I think that's why Jordan Grace got put in that spot right away, was just because like they're looking at the rosters. Like we have Jordan Grace, Michin, B-Fab. We have Chelsea Green injured. Julia's holding down the mid card. So it just like I think it just, and then they put Charlotte and Alexa in a tag team. So it just, it really thinned out the herd a bit.
That's fair. Anything else you want to talk about or moving on?
Let's move on to you.
John Cena.
This was fucking awesome. This is everything we wanted it to be.
I will say this much. I don't know how long this is going to last. I
don't care. I'm enjoying it as long as it does.
He is the gift that keeps on giving. And I am curious to see if there's ever going to be a segment where it goes so bad he can't save it. Like, I think because Danhausen is like the wink, wink, nudge, nudge, it's okay to make a mistake and laugh it off. Like, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I don't know if it's by accident or on purpose, but like everything he does, he can just play it off like whatever. Yeah. And that boggles my mind because when you're a baby face, it's hard to get people to cheer you. when you're a heel, you could slip on a banana peel and it works to your advantage. But this guy is just one of one in that literally no matter what he does, you're just like, what the fuck am I watching? And then you're in and you just start laughing. Like the mini housens, like that was great. The fucking car he drove, the fact that the Miz got punched and then they were like, famous Amos, and like he just fucking whacked him. And like, man, and then they fucking take out the Miz, like the you know, like Christ had died and he body surfed out of there. And the terrible pyro, and you hear someone yell at him, leave, and he's like, I don't know what to do. Then he runs in and Cena's just laughing his ass off, and he loves every second of it. Like you know, Cena fucking loves this shit. He gets it. Like it was such a good palate cleanse before the main event, but man, it's just he's so good. Like
you
and
said
the Miz and Kit Wilson deserve a lot of credit.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna get to that in a minute too, because I think like they started off Danhausen where they had to, but he's such a weird, corny character that you're right. Like you can fuck up all you want, and that makes it better. Like because it's just like you don't know if it's by accident or on purpose, but I do think they put him in the best situation to succeed by immediately putting him on screen with the Miz, and then by de facto you've got Kit Wilson there as well. So it just like that obviously makes it so much better because we know the Miz is the best at propping this type of stuff up. That's why the R-Truth stuff would get so good when he was with him. So it just like this was perfect, and they timed it well with the debut, so he could really peak here during WrestleMania season. So, like you said, it's not going to be like amazing like this forever, but WWE usually can always find a way, and it got the Miz and Kit Wilson on WrestleMania too, and it made so many little moments that were so much fun.
I don't know if Danhausen will continue with the Miz or not, but it seems like this is just going to continue on and on and on and on. I mean, if they're tag team champions, I would probably lose my shit personally, but
yeah, I would have no problem with that.
And then the main event, which if you look at it, 33 minutes, 56 seconds. Roman Reigns.
I'll be honest,
the world champion.
I didn't think either of these guys had it in to go that long and for it to be that damn good, but it was. This far exceeded my expectations more than anything this weekend. Because like I had kind of soured on this a bit. And then if you would have told me going in that it went 33 minutes, I would have been like, oh God, this is gonna be a slop jalop. But this was pretty damn good, Nestlemania. It's pretty damn good.
I was surprised that both of them brought their A game. I mean, it is WrestleMania. Obviously Punk had a little bit more to prove, and Joe just likes cash and checks, so he'll show up if he has to. I'm curious your thoughts on the whole, like, the old man didn't have enough left in him, like, aspect of the ending to the match.
I think that was the best way to do it. Because look at like this was Punk's dream to truly main event a WrestleMania. He got to do it as the going in champion. He had a pretty good run, I think, as champion too. So I think that this, like, the match was really good, and I think it was booked really well. I don't have any issues with it because we all kind of knew it was time for Roman to get this title. It was kind of time for Roman to be a champion again and start working a little bit more again. But yeah, this was Punk's moment in the main event, and I bet if you ask him, he thought it went perfectly too, because you could just tell how much fun he was having in there. So and that again, that's part of the reason why I've hammered home during this Punk run. Why I've enjoyed it so much is because when I see a performer who is just truly loving what they're doing, it makes me love it more because I'm along for the ride of your life with you. And that's since Punk has come back, that is what it has felt like in almost every moment of his like end of his career here in this run, is that he is enjoying every second of it. And I'm just happy to be on there with him because I can tell he's having fun and therefore I'm having fun. But yeah, it was Roman's time. I can't wait to start complaining about Roman Reigns as champion again as going forward. But for this night 2 of WrestleMania, the way they ended it, this was a perfect end to an almost pretty much perfect night 2 of WrestleMania, in my opinion.
So a C- to an A, to an A is what
you're
saying.
To an A, yeah.
Okay.
So drastically different nights, but again, the minute they released the cards, I said night 1 sucks, night 2 is going to be fucking awesome, and we were right.
So now we can get to the Ad Mania talk if we have to. There was an hour of entrances per night, which it's WrestleMania, it's the grand whatever. You know, people have entrances that are long. That I'm willing to forgive if the matches, in my opinion, aren't cut up. I think there was over an hour of commercials. They had we counted at least 4 minutes and 30 seconds of commercials in between matches or segments, which was really rough as a viewer. We've talked about the fact that some people have to pay $30 for the ESPN app and then get ads on top of it. Now, I know that's crazy to me, and I know that's just the world we live in. It's just a super inconvenient thing.
I think this is the price of WWE becoming mainstream. This is what mainstream is, man. It's ads. It's making money. They're owned by a mega money grubbing company. It just like wrestling becoming mainstream. This is the price, and yeah, it sucks. But go watch a fucking football game. Go watch a basketball game. Go watch any sort of mainstream thing you like to do. There's more fucking ads than there are anything else, and we for a long time were protected from that with WWE because it wasn't mainstream, but they made it is a mainstream product now, and unfortunately it sucks. Believe me, I was brutal. I remember I just looking at a bunch of times, like these commercials, man, they just go forever. I mean, I guess the positive is there's no more piss break matches because you have about 1,000 piss breaks during the card. But
sure.
But yeah, I am curious to see if going forward, because obviously people were very upset about it, and it definitely detracted from the product a bit. If they try to find a different way to do it. I mean, they already got ads everywhere over the screen, so I don't know, but it sure feels like they can do a little better here.
Joe says on Hulu, I still got a few still shots instead of actual ads. Ad mania is rough. At one point, you and I looked and we just saw a screensaver for 4 minutes.
Yeah, there was, because I think they ran out of that.
So more time to eat.
No, I believe we had the screensaver and then they ran ads after it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
It's bizarre to me. Like, I get it. We gotta put things like there. The other thing too is that random dude that was on commentary that didn't speak. He just sat there.
They literally, like, this is the most genius. They should do this for every match ever. Some guy gets to buy a seat at the announce table and then just not talk, like, because they showed him and he like wasn't even like smiling. And it's just like he's this rich like tech billionaire guy or whatever. I'm just like, imagine having so much fuck money that you can do that. I don't know. Maybe we should distribute wealth a little bit. That's just me.
I mean, that's the communism thing, though. I don't know. Just, it is what it is.
Sure. Better than what we got.
Let's not get political. Anyway, that was WrestleMania 42 in the whole fallout there. Listen, it is what it is, folks. We don't have to like it. We don't have to support it if we don't want to. So
yeah, we love night 2, though. Fuck night 1. But we ended strong in Nestlemania. That brings us to Always in the Shine. How did Raw kick off?
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, dun, dun. The fucking man of the weekend, baby. It just like he didn't have to do much. He came out. He said about 15 words. He said, Roman, I'm coming for you someday. And yeah, dude, this guy, he is so fucking over. And it is so beautiful to see. We're going to get Trick's moment on SmackDown, but it's just like, we watched a little bit of the post show after. And the one that really stood out to me was Trick's, because he really talked about his relationships with Oba and Giovanni. So this time last year, the three of us were having the first ever all black main event at NXT. He's like, we've gone up together. The three of us couldn't be more different, but like, I love those two guys like family, because we are literally changing the landscape of the business. Because think about it, like, and call it out as it is. Like, there's been Mark Henry in the main event. We had Lashley for a short time. Kofi had the short run. We haven't had this amount of black talent in WWE that could potentially like change the business. Like Oba Femi could be the face of Raw. Trick Williams could be the face of SmackDown, and Javon might be fighting one of them. Like that is, we've just never had that. And it's so cool to see these three guys all have major moments on WrestleMania, be like the future is now, they're here. And it just like the way that they all three have been embraced, I think is fucking awesome. And all three, I think, are huge stars. And I'm excited for what they're doing. But just letting Oba just revel in his moment on Monday, I thought was beautiful and was probably my shot of the week.
I really loved that Trick Williams called them the Holy Trinity. I thought that was
fucking
great.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, like you could see them being a fucking faction to be fucking dope, but it'd be great. Yeah, the ruler has arrived, which is very much like Roman's after he beat the Undertaker a lot of years back. So there's a lot of symmetry there as well. Anything else that you thought was super positive?
Ego, new. You know how I feel about Ethan Page. I think this man has so much talent. It should never have taken him this long to get here, but I'm glad it did, because I think it just got to make him so much better. And they just let him cook in NXT. And it just like this, his He's like one of the closest things to the Miz that you can actually get, where it's just like everything he's in, he elevates. And it just like he calls himself all ego, but he's one of the biggest fucking givers you'll ever see in a wrestling ring, just across the board. He is just so fucking talented. And to see him on Raw, I think is fucking awesome. I love that his debut came against Javon Evans, who was arguably his biggest rival in NXT. He broke his fucking jaw. He got the win because my Machka man is mad at Javon Evans, baby. And I was just like watching Rusev Mean Mug, and it let the audience see what Ethan Page is. He's a sniveling shit, but he's really smart. Him being like, oh, no, big, I'm getting out of the way, but then coming back in. Obviously, Penta came out and made the save. We probably had a tag team match next week, playa. But I just thought this debut between the backstage segment and the in-ring, it showed the audience exactly who this guy is and why he will work on the main roster. And yeah, having Rusev versus Javon, sign me up for all that. So this was another great segment for me on Monday.
I was about to say the Miz can retire now, but you kind of already talked about.
Put him on the other show, like he is.
No. I don't disagree. I think the world of. I mean, I watched Ethan Page from TNA to AEW to getting here, so I mean, like, he's a special kind of guy, and I think he gets the entertainment value. And I think when you get the entertainment value, like they're all great talents. Like when they get to the WWE, but what keeps you going is the entertainment, and I think that's. To me, that he'll flourish so well in Raw or SmackDown because of how good he is at so many different aspects of wrestling.
I remember the run he had in AEW, and I think it like culminated in him fighting Kenny Omega, where I was looking at it, I'm like, if AEW wanted to, they could fucking launch him. But like they do so many times, they don't fucking see it. And they just dropped the ball with him and it was gone. And then soon after, he was gone from that company. It's crazy. And it's, if he gets those moments in WWE, I think they will pull the trigger because the worst case scenario for Ethan Page is he's the fucking king of the mid card. And I think that'd be perfectly fine. But it's just like this guy has all the talent in the world. He's good. And another guy we haven't even talked about, him and Danhausen have a great relationship and have a lot of great history together. So there's something else to look forward to down the line. So all about all ego, but Nestlemania also on Raw. Sol Ruka got the big debut, and she got her big debut against the champion, Liv Morgan. Sol Ruka is an absolute badass. People who haven't seen her in her finish yet, they got to see it there on Monday. I thought they booked this correctly though, because it gives the shock and awe with Liv, but then it also like Liv should be the one moving on, but it's like you gave Sol the big debut and the acknowledgement. Let's just hope she didn't die in NXT when Zarya fucking threw her headfirst on a table pretty much. That was a nasty spill, but it's good to see Sol Ruka on Raw, Ethan Page on Raw, and then as we saw, Joe Hendry will be on Raw next week. And a little tease here, Nestlemania. I'm going to hope for who gets called up to SmackDown on Friday. But yeah, no, I think these three made sense. Obviously, we already have Oba and Javon who were called up to Raw, so yeah, we got some talent on the way. But I think these two were definitely good additions for Raw.
I mean, Sol Ruka has superstar written all over it, so I mean,
yeah.
She's amazing.
She's a no-brainer.
I mean, you look at that, and here's the one. I think I put this tweet out, but I think it is something that I do want to talk about really quickly here is there are people that are ahead of their time. There are people who are missing the boat depending on timing and everything. But when I watch her, the one thing I think of is, and this is probably hyperbolic, but she is so gifted and so athletic that I am looking at her and going, there are so many people on the roster that will never fucking hold a candle to her. That's how amazing she could potentially be. And I think either she's ushering in a new era to the women in terms of athleticism, and I believe her. Like she's doing things that are super believable because it fits her character. And it's not like watching Tiffany Stratton where I feel like I'm just watching, a fucking Barbie doll do a fucking backflip. I mean, this chick feels like an authentic human being who can do the fucking shit that no one else can do. And I think you can put her out on TV, you can put her in the fucking Today Show, and people will fucking fall in love with this chick. There's something about her that's just super easy and relatable to get to. And I think that to me is like super important going forward because hopefully if she's not hurt, she has a really strong future ahead of her. And I'm interested to see what happens because they struck gold with that one.
Yeah, she's a no-brainer. The biggest concern with her is that she's a fucking daredevil. She's going to get injured from time to time. But But yeah, she's here. She's where she belongs. Looking forward to that. You know who else is where he belongs? I'm going to SmackDown Nestlemania because we had a meaty ending to the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Hell, it should be a meaty ending. You know what came down to? Otis, Royce Keys, and Tala Tonga, the big boys. Royce Keys came out on top. Happy for him. Big moment for him. We're kind of concerned about, like, you know, how they were going to debut him. Well, you know, winning this thing, it is what it is, but it's a good way to start your career. Royce Keys is a guy that obviously has an amazing story. He looks great. I think he's an underrated wrestler. And he's a guy that's worked his ass off and just wants to work. So I think the world of him. I'm excited for him, and I'm glad that he got this big win on Friday.
I mean, he's somebody that they're going to definitely slow play. They're going to
they should.
really
Slow play all these people.
No, I know, but it's just like you didn't even mention him with Trick, Oba, and Javon.
Because it's different. Because he skipped NXT, which we never see.
But I'm just saying,
so it's a different type of.
In terms of
I think he definitely could get there, but it's just like especially without the way Trick and Oba started, like it's impossible to do that. And then Javon's just a one of a kind. Royce definitely, he's going to have to put in a little more work, but he's the guy that I think can be a very big player for him if they give him the chances, and I think they will.
He seems like somebody that would really benefit from a Paul Heyman.
Yeah, I think it's one of those. There's a reason why I think he was with the Taz group, and then him and Ricky kind of stuck together. And look when Ricky eventually gets to the main roster, I wouldn't mind those two doing some work together again because they had great chemistry, two JC guys, and you got the mouth and the power. It always a good combo. But I think in the short term here, he's the guy that feels like you let him can crush for a bit, and then you pick the right spot for his first feud.
Okay, fair enough. Anything else that you want to talk about that's super positive?
There's two more things that I did enjoy. One on Raw, one on SmackDown. I am glad the MFTs beat the Wyatts because the Wyatts are fucking the shits. And you know what? This Sola Tama thing, I wasn't into it at first, but I kind of like it's at least like something. I love that Sola stole the pin. I'm at least they're paying this shit off because like it just like the storyline was just such a thing, but it feels like we're done with that now and we're gonna get something going on here. But I mean, you said the stat that Solo's never been on Mania besides just like when he was in the corner of people, which is fucking insane. We got to change that next year, boys. You listen to me, Paul.
That's 4 WrestleManias, by the way.
You listen to me, Paul, because he should have been on this one. But the Wyatts are such the fucking shits that even though they have like one of the coolest entrances ever, they couldn't get on the card because they sucked. So yeah, I'm glad that's over with. I am curious to see where this Solo stuff goes because Solo's too fucking good. They have 3 hours on SmackDown, so he's going to be featured, but it just like I at least like there's a little bit of story here. I don't know what happens with Tama after he breaks away. Like I think he's just a wrestler, but at least like this Solo's making it enjoyable for me.
Does he well, we can talk about it if we're not, but like does he go to the Bloodline 2.0 thing? Like I say 2.0, but I mean like,
I think after what happened on Monday that you just keep it as MFTs. Yeah, and you don't I don't think Tama would go near that. I think they're gonna make it his own thing.
Okay. Whatever.
Speaking of Bloodline, though, Fatu interrupting his cousin and being like, fuck you, I want the title. Because look, at first I was like, oh, here we go. The Usos are fucking lackeys again, rinse and repeat, whatever. But I liked when I heard Jacob Fatu's music hit. I was like, okay, this is where we're going. He's not interested in Cody, which is a little weird, but he's like, cousin, I'm here to acknowledge you. I'm here to take it. I'm just like, you know what? I like this as a first feud for Roman because it's going to make him work. It's something like fresh again. And I think like this puts Jacob on a different level. Obviously, he's going to lose, but it puts him on a different level in a different category by being part of this feud going into Backlash. So I enjoyed this. I thought Jacob is fucking a badass right now. So you might as well take that momentum and put him in a fucking main event with Roman Reigns. So I had no issue with this. I thought it was fun. And I'm looking forward to these two scrapping.
So I definitely agree that most of this is very positive, but I will say there's a little bit of it that does bother me. So I guess I'll teeter into get him off my TV, which again, this is nitpicky. This is just who I am as a person. But when I was watching this, I couldn't help but feel like there was a lot of rerun feeling to this in terms of Jey Uso and Roman Reigns when that whole feud started. And now it's Jacob and Roman and
but Jacob was that runner's blame.
No, I understand that, but I feel like if like there's a whole like you have to acknowledge me and like it felt very much like, and it also bothered me that I was like the Usos like Jay did whatever he could, and now they're just back to doing whatever.
That's the part that bothered me.
That was weird to me. And like, I get it. Like, we ran this business or whatever the fuck.
I want you with me, not working for me. Like, it's like whatever. I get the sentiment, but like, we know this is just heading to a Vision storyline. That's why.
You can say whatever the fuck you want, but if it, like, you, what do you say? If it looks like trash, smells like trash, probably is trash. And like, it is, because I feel like it's dog shit in terms of like, I know that we're going to get Roman Reigns every week. Congratulations. That's wonderful. But he said, you're going to see me all summer, which makes me feel like, okay, after the summer, he's going to do back, what he wants.
He'll either lose to Braun Breaker or Obafemi is my guess at SummerSlam.
Maybe. I don't know. It's just, I'm not saying Roman Reigns is bad. I mean, obviously Roman Reigns is Roman Reigns. He's a fucking
when he shows up, we love it, but it's just like he doesn't. That's why I actually like part of the reason why that was shine for me too is like, oh, he's working Backlash.
Yeah. Because
I joked him like I expect to go to his island for a bit, but no, he's working Backlash. So I think that it's just I'm assuming he'll take a break after Backlash. We probably won't see him on Money in the Bank or something, but it just like I'm like, okay, at least we're trying to carry this momentum a little bit because that was my favorite part of the Punk reign is he was on TV every week. He was there. Even if it wasn't good, he was there. He was showing up. He was the champion. I think that's a big reason why they had Cody retain is because, like, we're putting this on Roman. He's not going to be there. We can put Cody on both shows, and he ain't going to fucking complain. So, but, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this goes. But I think Jacob is a fun first opponent for Roman.
Yeah, I mean, Jacob will do whatever Jacob's got to do. But it's very, very good. I think Jacob's probably very nervous about being in this upper echelon. And I think, Joe is going to be the right guy to get those nerves out of there and make him a true star. So I know that Roman will elevate all, they say, tides rides. What do they say? A boat that rides all tides or what? I don't know the exact, he's going to rise all the ships essentially around him. That's because that's what Roman Reigns does. He rises everything. But I don't know. One thing I did think was very fucking weird is now we got Gunther and LA Knight. That's fucking weird to me. Like,
what? They have nothing to do with these guys. So just have them fight. It's a number one contender match pretty much. So
Rhea and Io finally say goodbye. Like, just
after they fucking beat the Kabukis.
Like, fuck, come on. Like, we're gonna say goodbye to yesterday. Like, whatever. Fuck it, whatever. I don't know. I'm looking at the rest of this stuff and I'm like, okay.
We don't gotta talk about it if you don't want to, because we're pretty deep in already. So if it's shit, we don't gotta talk about it.
Okay, well, let's just move on.
Yeah, because the rest of SmackDown is mostly lead-in. So I think we just move on.
Okay.
Nestlemania to the Hope. Glorious.
You're my only hope. Would you like to go, or I have one prepared?
I'll go because I actually have prepared Hope. And look I talked about the 3 that got called up to Raw. Well, on SmackDown, someone got put in a coffin on Tuesday. So I think Blake Monroe's head to SmackDown to send Tiffany Stratton packing. But I'm excited about that. Blake Monroe, I mean, she didn't need to go to NXT, but I think they just did it just to do it, just to kind of WWE-ify her a little bit. But she's ready. She got fucking put in a coffin. She'll be there on Friday, or at least advertised for Friday. JC Jane obviously finally gave up that title. She's getting called up. I don't know if the 2 lackeys are coming with her. I don't know if they're ready. I don't know if Fallon and Lee will ever be ready. And then the other girl's still kind of new. So I don't know if JC comes alone or if she brings them, but feels like JC's up. And then you're not going to like this one, Nestlemania, but I have a male call-up. There's a tag team player because I think it's time. Honk, honk. Hank and Tank, baby. Let's get them to SmackDown. Because you know what? Who are the tag team champions on SmackDown? Who would beat the MLT?
A non-tag team.
Damian Priest and R-Truth. You know what? Honk, honk, honk. Get the honk honks up there. Hank and Tank. It's time, baby. They're fun.
You want to make them tag champions?
Not right away.
You're out of your fucking mind.
We need more entertainment.
You are
in the
out
tag
of your
division to get them on
goddamn
TV.
mind.
Adam, we need more entertainment in the tag division to get these fucking good teams on TV.
Dude, there's so much more entertainment than that bullshit.
Not than Hank and Tank. Honk, honk. And they've gotten a lot better in the ring. So we like that. And then my last call-up, I don't know. They might have to send her to Raw because her man's on Raw, but she's been taking a lot of L's in NXT. I think we're calling up Jada Parker because Lola got the title. Jada Parker comes up. She's a badass. Need more talent on SmackDown in the women's division. So JC Jane, Jada Parker, Blake Monroe. That fills out that roster pretty nicely, Nestlemania, and gives some good future. Like, imagine Blake Monroe or Rhea Ripley feud. Jada Parker versus anyone. Jada Parker versus Jade Cargill. Oh, Nelly. But yeah, those are my call-ups. A male tag team, 3 single stars in the women's division. Hashtag JC knows. Hashtag JC hopes come true. Honk, honk, motherfucker.
You really love these stupid Hong Kongs.
I fucking love Hank and Tank. They won me over because at first I hated them. So now I love them because they won me over.
They won't last at all. Like the amount of people in NXT as I watched it, I'm just like, they are
the Nestle curse on Hank and Tank. They might win the tag titles in their debut.
Listen to me. If Hank and Tank have more than 5 years in WWE at fucking total, I would be surprised.
Well, they might already beat it out. Well, I think Hank's newer, but they've already been here a couple.
It's fucking atrocious. Anyway, my hope is something that I saw and I was like, you know what? This would be really fucking cool. I think it would help everybody involved. At least I think it would be kind of cool. Which would be, okay, we have Finn Balor, who clearly has a problem with the Judgment Day. Dom, who's a AAA mega champion. And we also have Liv, who just got the title away from Stephanie Vicaire. And I thought, how about this visual, JC? What if at a pay-per-view, hell, maybe even at AAA, we have a mixed tag match where we've got Liv Morgan, champion, Dominic Mysterio, champion, in a mixed tag against the Demon Finn Balor. And then think of Stephanie with the fucking makeup, like the fucking Day of the Dead or like some fucking demon against those two, and winner take all. I think that'd be fucking dope. I think that'd be great. Whoever wins fucking wins everything. I think that'd be such a cool fucking thing to do. I think it'd be a great match. I think it's a way to hide Stephanie if she's a little bit on the banged up side, and probably helps everybody involved. And I just think it'd be a fucking cool thing to see. I don't think we're going to see it very much, and I think it's an attraction. So that's my hope there, because I think it'd be fucking dope.
I feel like we hope for these winner take all things all the time. When was the last time I actually did one?
Oh God, it's probably.
I feel like it's been forever, right? Because I feel like all the time, like we're always like, "Oh, this would be cool," and they never do. I can see them do that match, but the winner take all thing, especially if it's in AAA, they ain't gonna fucking put Liv's title on the line down there, probably. But you never know. But probably not.
It's called a hope for a reason. All right, John?
I know. I was asking a question because I was actually curious, but it feels like it was like forever ago. But Nestlemania, don't call it a comeback. I mean, do I even have to say it's fucking Paige? She's back. I'm so pumped and jacked. She's home where she belongs. I don't know if you saw the video that they put out of the moment that WWE medically cleared her. I believe it was the Friday before. Her physical and everything. That was obviously a big reason why she went to AEW, is because WWE wouldn't clear her and she wanted to wrestle, and AEW didn't give a shit about athlete safety, so they would clear anyone. But her actually being cleared by WWE, it was an awesome moment. She's back. She's a stud. I look forward to what she does here in her second run with the company. And yeah, you knew my comeback was going to Paige. This was never a doubt.
Okay. I was going to give my comeback to something, but then I just saw another comeback in AEW. I'm going to do this just for JC. Just kidding. It's Samoa Joe. No, I'm kidding. My comeback is the Street Profits coming back and looking like they actually give a shit. They got their old fucking music back. They were pumping and doing their thing, and they needed a shot in the fucking arm. They're a great tag team. I still think Angelo Dawkins is one of the best hot tags I've ever seen in the business. So I'm happy for them. I'm glad things are right in the world and the Profits are back and they want the smoke. So I'm excited to see where this tag team division goes. Maybe, Jesus Christ, maybe we'll just get some actual tag teams wrestling on Raw and SmackDown. So I'm hopeful that we're reinvigorated the tag team division here.
Logan Paul and Montez Ford in the same ring too will be something fun. So yeah, I think this was a fun surprise that none of us really thought of. And yeah, Daddy Tez doesn't like to pull out, but he sure can fly, baby.
Okay. All right.
Big old finish Wrestlemania on SmackDown. Obviously, it's the SmackDown after WrestleMania, so there'll be surprises and debuts and stuff. Next week on Raw, as we mentioned, we have a Joe Hendry concert, as he is called up, and Becky Lynch returns.
So who do you think is going to interrupt the Joe Hendry concert? Because that's what it feels like. Like, who's the first feud for Joe Hendry?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I haven't put a lot of thought into it, but I feel like it's going to be some low-hanging fruit heel.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm not sure.
Is it an all ego?
I think because I feel like it feels like he's going after Penta in that little quad thing. So I think him and Rusev aren't really there, but okay. I'm sure there's someone we're not thinking of that's just like kind of kicking around. But it's just like, yeah, it feels like I'd say Dom would be someone perfect, but he's still busy with Finn, so it's probably not him. But
it's not. Could you imagine? Is it
Gunther, Joe
CM
Hendry.
Punk? No, I mean, like, you know, just
I mean, that could be a good little haha, but yeah, no, there's probably a heel kicking around that isn't doing much. That would be an easy layup for Joe Hendry's first feud.
okay. All right.
But
Fair enough.
I'd have to think about it, and I don't have a roster in front of me. So
Okay, that's fine.
who interrupts Becky Lynch?
Who cares?
Who cares?
Sorry. Who
Yeah, I don't
cares?
care. Yeah. But yeah, do we want to talk about AEW before we
No,
go?
what's happening in front of us so far? It looks like the Cope has offered something up.
He offered him and Christian's careers for a shot at FTR. I mean, they'll win.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And,
I thought the Bucks were the number one contender, so I'm real confused about that.
I mean, there's Brody. I don't know. I just like, I'm watching this going, I'm sure this is a good show. Maybe, I don't know. And then of course, MJF going up against Kevin Knight for the TNT championship. Like, what are we doing here? I don't know. It's just weird. I don't understand AEW. I'm glad we have the Joe Stopper who can kind of sift through the bullshit.
I just like the Darby Allin Tommaso Ciampa world title match the week after the win. It's just like that would I think I joked. I said that wouldn't even make a WrestleMania card if it was like the IC title. It'd be the random mid card match they throw on SmackDown, or they just put them both in the Battle Royal. But dear God, that just shows you. It's just like at least try to make Darby look like he isn't like the weakest champion they've ever had.
I will go out on a limb here and say, listen, this is for Tony Khan. I don't think Tony Khan can book a babyface heavyweight champion. I just don't. He fucked up Hangman Page twice. He's fucked up Darby Allin. Like, show me evidence. You're gonna show me evidence of somebody that did a fucking amazing job.
Because he books them like fucking mid carders.
That's the hardest part I've had. It's just like, oh God, like,
yeah. I'm
sure Joe will tell me I'm wrong, and that's fine. But
no, I mean, it's just like you can't have the shocking win over MJF where you literally squashed MJF, the best thing in your company, and the next week you're advertising Darby Allin versus Tommaso Ciampa for the world title. Tommaso Ciampa, who literally just like, it's fucking disgusting. That's what it is. It is disgusting. It is fucking basement wrestling. So,
I mean, I'm looking at this as Darby Allin, Hangman Page, Daniel Bryan, 48 days, like Samoa Joe, MJF, John Moxley. I don't give a fuck about John Moxley. CM Punk, that was a fucking disaster. John Moxley, CM Punk, Hangman Page, Kenny Omega as a heel, John Moxley's babyface. The first time around, maybe I can get that, but
yeah, the first Moxley would probably be the one. But I don't. We know he books his own shit, so I can't give Tony credit for that.
I mean, Swerve, I guess, if you want to consider him the babyface against.
Yeah, he was kind of like but I mean that was.
But even still, it doesn't stand out enough to me. So
yeah, it wasn't long enough. I felt like that one got cut short.
Joe, you said he can't fuck up Ospreay at all in.
I like to believe that too, Joe. But man, if he fucks up Ospreay, then that fucking Coke baby should have his fucking toys taken away.
Here's the thing, Joe. In order for Ospreay to make this a big deal, he's going to have Darby lose that championship very quickly because he's only got, like, I don't know, 4 to 5 months to make this fucking thing mean something.
Yeah, that was my problem with this whole thing. It's just like you blew your moment, and it feels like you're just going to get back to MJF, and then he's going to put over Ospreay in August or whatever it is, September. I don't know. Yeah, I fucking disaster. It was one of the dumbest book things I've ever seen in my life, what they did last week. And yeah. Gross.
All right. Anything else? We're going to get the fuck out of here.
I'm ready to go.
All right. We'll get the fuck out of here. We'll be back next week, I guess, on Wednesday, Jason.
On Wednesday again, because there's another Game 5 is Tuesday. Since the Celtics lost last night, there will be a Game 5. It's Tuesday night. So I will be unavailable on Tuesday night. So.
All right, fine. You hear that? Not available for JC. So anyway, thank you for listening and watching the Jobber Knocker podcast. We'll be back next week with some more Jobber Knockery.